The goal of the next few videos is to write up some equations of lines in different forms. We have the slope-intercept form of the equation, the point-slope form, the general form, and the standard form. Have a look at the first two forms. Notice that we can see the m value, which is the slope, and we can see some points. We can see the b value, which is the y-intercept, and that is 0, that number, b. The x value is 0, and the y value is b. And in the point-slope form, we can actually see a point as well. We have a negative in this form, and what that means is you're going to just switch the sign of the x and the y in the coordinate, and that will give you the point on the line. The general form and the standard form aren't that useful, but you do need to be able to convert into these two forms. The coefficient of a is never a fraction and never negative. In other words, the a value is a whole number. It could be 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And the same is true for the standard form. The first three questions are very similar because in each one you're given the slope and you're given a point. Slope is 4 and the point is negative 3, 4. We have an x value, we have a y value, and we have the m. Y is equal to mx plus b is the slope y-intercept form. If we plug in all those values, we can find b. 4 equals 4 times negative 3 is negative 12 plus b. Solve for b by adding 12 both sides. And b is equal to 16. We know that we can have any point. The slope will always be 4, and the y-intercept is 16. The equation in slope-intercept form is y is equal to 4x plus 16. We could use a different method by using the point-slope form. Y minus y1 is equal to m bracket x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are given and slope is given. We have y minus the plus 4 is equal to slope is 4, and we have x minus the minus 3. Y minus 4 is equal to 4 bracket x plus 3. The y value was a 4, and in this equation we change it to a negative, and the x value was negative 3, and in the equation it ends up being a plus 3. We can distribute. We get 4x plus a 12. And we'll solve for y by adding 4 both sides. Y is equal to 4x plus 16. We get the same result. We can convert the slope y-intercept form to general form by subtracting y both sides. We have 4x minus y plus 16 is equal to 0. 4x minus y plus 16 equals 0 is the general form. And the standard form would be 4x minus y is equal to, subtract 16 both sides. We have one form. Do you remember what the second form was? Y minus 4 is equal to 4 bracket x plus 3. Point slope form, general form, and standard form. Next one, we have the point 3, 2, which has an x and a y value, and the slope is -4. Let's write the first equation in the slope y-intercept form. We have an x value, a y value, the m, and we can find the b. 2 is equal to, m is -4, x is 3, plus the b. 2 is equal to -12 plus b. Solving for b, we'll add 12 both sides. And we get b is equal to 14. Therefore, we have the y-intercept of 14, the slope of -4, and we can plug in any value for x and get a y. There are infinitely many points on a line. Let's see if we can get this version of the equation in another way. We'll plug in the y value and the slope and the x value and solve for y. This time, let's add 2 both sides first. We'll distribute and get -4x plus a 12, and don't forget that's a plus 2. Y is equal to -4x plus 14, and we get the same equation. So far we have the slope-intercept form, we have the point-slope form. Let's find the general form and the standard form. From the slope-intercept form, what we need to do is make sure the coefficient with the x is positive. So we'll add 4x both sides. 4x plus y is equal to 14. And we'll subtract 14. And we get 4x plus y minus 14 is equal to 0. Last one is the standard form, and all we do is we put the 14 on the right. And there we go. We have 4 different forms of the equation given a point and a slope. Last one, we're given slope is -3/4, and the point is 0, 0 for the origin. Y is equal to mx plus b. We have the slope, and we have a point. We can find b. 0 is equal to -3/4 times x, which is 0, and plus b. Turns out b is equal to 0. What that means is the y-intercept is 0, hits the y-axis at 0. Our equation then is y is equal to -3/4 x plus 0, which we don't need to show. And that would be it. Point-slope form. We'll plug in the 0 for y1, -3/4, and x minus 0. That gives us y is equal to -3/4 x. Same equation. The general form, we'll clear the fraction by multiplying by 4 both sides. 4y is equal to -3x, because that's like 4/1. And we'll add 3x both sides. 3x plus 4y is equal to 0. That would be the general form. And it would also be the standard form. Good work. Did you happen to realize you didn't have to do all this work? Because you're given the slope right here, and you're given the origin, which is the y-intercept because the x value is 0. So you could have gone right to this equation.